good morning, and welcome back to Oak Creek Homestead. I wanted to do this garden tour in the morning, which normally I do it towards the end of the day or late afternoon, but I thought it'd be fun to show you guys what I wake up to. This is our morning routine. So I just let the chickens out. I'm showing you guys some clips of the herb garden. You can tell we've made some huge strides from last week. This herb garden was an overgrown mess last week. We've done a lot to clean up the weeds that were in here. We're also putting this stone path. It goes all the way to this edge, and then it will go all the way to this edge. That's a goal for today, to get that finished. We've gone through and started harvesting a lot of our herbs that are starting to go to seed. Like you can see there's some of our basil. And then just pulling out stuff that's dead, like these flowers will come out today. Just little things to get this area cleaned up. Again, this whole section kind of right in here, we are going to make into our winter garden. And so I need to get anything that's a perennial like out of this space, and we will start getting some seeds in for our winter stuff in this area. My husband also rigged up this little sprinkler system, since it's been so dry lately, to help water all of this a little bit more efficiently. So that's the herb garden, making some strides. We're also going to do these pavers around the edge here. So that's why we took out the fencing that was here. In fact, it's sitting right here. We just did that last night. So we'll put pavers like all around here to make this edge a little bit cleaner, a little bit easier to like mow around. Good morning, garden. There's a lot of change in here since last week. Things that are still doing really well: cucamelons, pineapple tomatillas, our herbs. Some of our tomatoes are doing really well. Eggplants are still doing pretty well. We've got some okay sized eggplants on here. You can see down there. Got two decent sized ones. So my hope is that we'll have got a few more down on that plant. Get a little bit larger. These are our Black Beauty eggplants, and we'll be able to make something with those. Tomatoes are doing okay. Tomatillas are doing okay. They're hanging in there. If we take a little tour down this way, Swiss chard is doing really well. I'm actually going to harvest some of that, a lot of it today, maybe this morning, and try drying it. I'll let you know how that goes. These tomatoes are doing okay. You're starting to see all this brown means they're just being overcome by disease. And that just happens this time of year with all the heat that we've had. But we are still getting some decent tomatoes off of them. Enough tomatoes that it's keeping our kids full. You can see over here with the Romas, I actually pulled out a bunch of these tomato plants. So as these last few tomatoes are ripening, I'm just pulling these plants out because they're really struggling. But I really like Romas for sauce, so I'm trying to help them hold on as long as possible. As I'm pulling these out, though, I'm seeing that the other plants are doing better, like the peppers that are tucked back there. So I think it'll be okay to pull them out. You know, we'll miss getting more Romas. Here's some more hot peppers. But it will allow other things in the garden to flourish a little bit, so I'm okay with that. I'm seeing here just more tomatoes. And it's, hit or miss. Like this plant looks sick, then these next two plants look pretty good still. So one goal of the morning is to come out and harvest all these tomatoes. Now over here are the pineapple tomatoes, all these orange ones. These have been amazing. They taste really good. When you slice them up and they have like some red running through them, they're yellowish orange with red. They're really pretty tomatoes. The plants are doing really well. You can tell they're still setting fruit. And we've been really happy. Production has been really high from all of these. To see all of them, I probably picked at least this many tomatoes off these plants the end of last week. So not even a week ago. So that's been really good. Again, some of the tomatoes over here just not doing well, so just harvesting what I can. And when they look too sick, tearing them out. in here. Jalapenos are doing great. They're really taking off, which has been great. Haven't harvested any yet, but hopefully soon. See in here just our strawberry plants, some weeds. Our red noodle beans are just not looking great. Not sure. Anybody who's grown those, if you have any tips for us, let us know, because they really have struggled. More tomatoes in here. And again, you can see like these tomatoes are really struggling. So as soon as, these are black crims, as soon as these ripen, we will just tear out the plants. So I don't know if you guys can see who's joining us this morning out in the field. 2 deer out there. Mornings on the farm. These plum looking ones are the Japanese trifoli black. Then these almost Roma type shaped ones are the purple Russian. We've loved the flavor of the purple Russian. They're really sweet and they're very low acid, which a lot of purple tomatoes are pretty low acid, so that's great. Our tomatillo plants are kind of out of control here. Let me come around here. So you can see fall garden wise, there are things that are definitely coming up. So we've got some sugar peas, we've got some radishes coming up. Over here I planted some different beets and carrots, and they're not quite coming up yet. We'll see what happens there. So our pumpkins are done. We harvested all those. I have a quick video showing how we roast those and preserve those for fall. We're gonna tear out the trellises today, and then I'm not sure what we're gonna do with that space for fall, but we'll see. In here, we've had a lot of problems with squash bugs. In fact, look at all those. Oh gosh. So these are mini spaghetti squashes. We're gonna harvest those. I'll try and get all those squash bugs off. They're just crazy. Just hard to get them all. I mean, they're just everywhere. So as a result, we've gotten 1 zucchini. The rest of our zucchini plants are dying, or they have powdery mildew. We've still got a lot of beans in here. So that'll be on the menu this week, is green beans. We've got actually purple beans, yellow beans. We've got some red beans up here. These are starting to get a little bit fat. But these are red beans, so we'll pick what we can eat, and then we will give the rest of the chickens. These in here are the dragon tongue beans. Really cool looking, and they're really good. They're really sweet. So that's been a pleasant surprise that those have been really yummy. Now this bed, we planted some more purple beans and some other random radishes, carrots, kohlrabi. Just tried to direct sow it to see what would happen, and things are coming up, some of it, so we'll just see. It's an experiment. The nasturtiums are really struggling in the heat. It's been really hot for really long for them, so that's why they don't look so great. The ones that are really like this, I'm going to start pulling up because it's just not worth it. They're just not doing well enough to keep in here. Our ground cherry plant is staying pretty small, but it's actually filling up with some ground cherries, and we've had a handful off of there, and they've been really good. So we've enjoyed that plant. We will definitely plant it again. Go from there. Oh, this random stuff coming up. I think this could be borage, but I'm not sure. Another ground cherry over there. We'll see. So again, over here, strawberries, some carrots, Swiss chard. It's looking okay. All this stuff over here is just dying. These pumpkin plants that we had going got attacked by squash borers, so those are going to come out because they are clearly dead. Something has eaten all of our beans out here. I'm not sure what happened. These are Jacob's bush beans, and the goal is to let these dry, then harvest all the beans and save them for soup all winter. There's more over here. So overall, garden's going okay. Let's check one more spot before we finish today. So the last thing I want to show you are these loofah gourds that are finally growing. I started these from seed back in April, and they just did not grow when we transplanted them. But they're growing now. Still waiting for flowers. I don't know if we have enough growing season left. There's a cluster of flowers there. I don't know if we have enough growing season left to really get a loofah gourd, but we're going to try. See if I can get that little flower in focus. Can't quite get it. But there's a little flower bud in there. So I'm hoping we get at least one baby loofah. We'll see. Wish us luck. Just want to show you guys. Can you still see our friends out there? As the sun comes up, there's one right there, one right there. Good morning, dear friends. Alright, well that is all for today as far as the garden tour goes. Thanks for coming along with us this morning. Hope you guys enjoyed this morning garden tour. Showed you what's going on and what it looks like here in the morning on the homestead.